Hi again, Joella here. Don't forget to like and subscribe at the bottom. That was the strangest thing. I was in the middle of filming and all of a sudden it just turned itself off. I don't know why. Very strange. So I guess I'll start my introduction over. So I just finished mounting my candles into my candle holders. I'm using the green candle for heart chakra for love. I'm using the black candle for grounding and protection. So this video is about full moon, and this full moon is the harvest moon in Pisces, going through retrograde. So it's a very difficult moon for me. There's a lot for me to process. I've been going through a lot of emotional releases. If you follow me, you know my history. My husband just recently started talking to me before my trip to Atlanta for Dragon Con, where I started this whole new job thing, and it was pretty amazing. So, I'm lighting the green candle for love to open my heart, and grounding and protection through the process of opening my heart. So, I'm gonna put you over here for a minute while we do a little meditation together. The candles. So they're here and here. It's closest. Let's see if I scooch you back just a little more. Yay! Can get both of the candles in. Okay. And I'm gonna burn a little sage just to clear the energy of the room with a little extra rose oil on it. I'll light it over here so you can see. So I dropped the rose oil on the sage and let it burn with me for tonight. I'll set that to my side. Turn off the light while I do my meditation and take off my glasses while I do the meditation. I like to get myself a little bit centered and clear the energy of the room before I go into a reading. Just take a few nice deep breaths in and out through my nose. So I can feel the air and the presence of the room. Stretch out my hands. Up my hands, I should say. A little stretching from side to side. Release any stagnant energy in my body. Help my chakras flow evenly and fluidly. To have a better direct connection with the divine. And spirits for the greater good, angels, archangels, ancestors, my inner self. Release all stiffness and ailments, any parts that harbor in my body. Breathe in the strength. Hold it for a moment. and release. Let go of all those things that no longer desire attachment, that you no longer desire attachment to hold on to. I like to pull my arm a little bit by my elbow. Feel that release and stretch. Yeah, like, what does stretching have to do with doing a reading? It has to do with connecting your body energies so things can flow through you fluidly, so you can hear the questions and answers that you want to bring forth. So I'm gonna move the candles and incense over to the other side. And now I move you over to the other side. The other side. Oh, that sounds so interesting. So, okay. I know. It's interesting how I'm wearing yellow. Because, solar plexus and all that. So, it helps with certain flows. Because, my blankie's red. So, yeah. Just need a little orange in between there. Something. I was just trying on my chakra tower so it could give a little background lighting. Because it has the red and the orange and the green and the purple. Yeah, my blue light's not plugged in. Hold on, we'll put that on. It's always good to have more colors in the room. There we go. There's the blue tint. Yeah, the only light I don't really have is yellow. So I'm wearing the yellow. So I have all the color sections everywhere. Yeah. So, like I said. Oh, wow. It's raining outside. Interesting. Definitely. Didn't expect that one. So, like I said, I've never done a reading. I never videotaped a reading before. But, I am going through a very difficult time. This is an interesting moon for me because, like I said, it's the harvest moon, so it's the last moon of the summer for the bounty of the fall. It's interesting for me because I'm a Libra, and my birthday is in the fall. So my birthday will be after the fall equinox, which is, I believe, this September 22nd. Which I'll most likely be in Pennsylvania, helping my sister get ready for my niece's party. Very excited. So that's another reason why I'm having a very difficult time. I'm just trying to spread out the blanket a little bit so it doesn't leave wrinkles in the cards when I lay them out. Why I'm doing this reading. I'm sure that the reading will be more focused on me. My intention is to do a general reading, but depending how far I get into it, I will ask certain questions. I will be putting on another light just so I can see and take notes more, because it's a lot to go into a reading and the way I do things. I also prepared by eating some of my cacao nibs, because I didn't have my cacao to make my drink. I have my nibs. So I eat them in groups of 3. I'll eat one more set now. So this is what the nibs look like. Let's see, it's like the cacao being kind of roasted. So it's not sweet at all. It's almost bitter, but not. It tastes like earth. It tastes like healing. I'll set the other 2 up here because it's going to take me a while to chew each one. Like I said, I'm not simple. And take a while to crumble them. They have a similar remnants of coffee because it's a bean, but there's no coffee-like flavor. Would I put it in coffee 100%? Ceremonially, you sometimes do. Sometimes you just do straight up cacao. Everybody seasons it differently. Depending on the intention of the use for the ceremony. Right now, this is my ceremony. Because I'm doing something new, talking like this with my cards. I've never done this with my cards in front of anyone before. I wish I still had my original set, but my first husband took 3 cards out of my deck. And then sometimes I find the deck, sometimes I find the cards, but I haven't been able to put them together yet. Because I found the cards after he passed away. But that's a whole nother thing. See, like I said, this is my first time, so I've done so much rambling. I am 13 minutes and 13 seconds into this. 13, and that's another interesting variable right there. Because, yeah, I was married on the 13th. Anyway, that holds a whole nother thing. My Kagan water and my affirmation jar. The way the cacao fills my mouth when I put the water in it, it's very ritualistic. Every time I've had someone make me ceremony cacao, it's been different. The lady, Sherry, I had the store in Sedona that I went to, when she made me the when she made me the cacao drink, it was so thick and rich. It was like every sip I took, I rolled it around in my mouth, for like 2 to 5 minutes, just to so it hit every little molecule in my mouth. I would cover every piece, every mass. So my inside my mouth just felt fully coated. And by the time my mouth was fully coated, that first sip that I took was gone. Like there was nothing left for me to swallow. And then I did it again. And then I slowly did it again. So having these notes from her reminds me of the drink she made. But I could never break them down in mouth just by chewing and then drinking it with water to make it taste the way she made it taste. Of course, she used the hard cacao, not the nibs from the beginning. Anyway, these were more travel friendly because they don't melt. So if you have cacao, I would suggest pausing the video, go get some, have it with you while you're listening to me, so you can feel the experience. If not, look it up. I'll see if I can put the link to her store on the bottom. But as I said, it was from Sedona, Arizona, so depending on where you are, it will be shipped to you. She has a beautiful soul. Yeah, when I walked into her store and she was busy with customers, and I just stood back, watched, waited, and she asked me what I like. I asked what she suggested, and then before she made my drink, I requested that I give her a hug. It was a very heart-healing hug. First, I gave her my hand, then I held her. Because I didn't want to be too apprehensive, as some people have boundaries. I didn't want to cross boundaries. So I asked for her hand first, and then I said, was it okay to hug? I didn't go directly into it like I normally do. I took a little breath with it. So that was different for me. But I was really able to hold space for her. And she gifted me this. So now I get to share the experience with you. So like I said, I'll put the information in the description box once I get the whole thing together. Definitely a memory and experience. I find it very interesting how it started raining when I started this video. It sounds so beautiful out there. It really does. Okay. I'm gonna set this up. So if I leave it on the bed, the cards, but it's a purple, so it usually does good. I don't usually sit on the floor, but for now. Okay. So we are 1848. 1848. Okay. Probably should look up that number. I'm gonna start first with my goddess cards. I don't have the case for it, so I wrap them in one of my grandmother's scarves. My original deck, I have it in a silk scarf. But anyway, one of these days I'll get that deck together. I'm not even sure where I have it right now. I've been working with these because these were all gifted to me. I mean, those were too, but I was a teenager. These were when I was older. So I'll always open up my scarf and kind of use it as the background. This one isn't like a big square, it's more like a line, so I just kind of leave it out through the middle of my reading in front of me. So it won't touch all my cards, but it'll touch some of them. Now, I will be reading from the book when I read out the cards, and then I'll give you my interpretation of whatever description it has for it. Like I said, I haven't used my cards in a while. I don't memorize them like that. And I'm going to be working with 4 different decks. Or 4 different types of decks, or I should say. They're not, the cards are not the same at all. Like I said, this deck is my goddess deck. You can see the book here. I've had it for a while. They were given to me by a family member. Anyway. Yeah, I always knock my cards when I haven't used them for a bit. And unfortunately, the stringy on this doesn't work anymore. But push it. Put that in the pool. When I haven't used my cards for a while, I like to smudge them, even though they're my own cards, to just clear any static energies that might have left from any other times where we spent together before. My cards are here to bring open energies, light energies, open energies, light energies, to bring in the open energies, light energies. Show me things I must understand. Clarify my questions. Guide me through the interpretations. I'm sure that'll go out on its own. It usually does. Okay. Today is the night of the full moon in Pisces. This is our harvest moon. Tell me what I need to know. What should I share today? Tell me what I need to... That's a lot of cards. I'll leave the first one down. Tell me what I need to know. What is it for me to share? Oh, that card came out. I should put my glasses on. That would be important. Where did I put them? Oh. Princess of Cups. Interesting. Because my sister drew the Queen of Cups for me earlier today. What is it that I need to share? What is it that I need to understand? Okay. Let's see here. Oh, these 3 came down first, so we'll leave them to the side. And I'll take out these, because these are 5. You're like, how many kind of reading are you doing? I do kind of like an intuitive reading. points where I'll talk to the cards will pop out, and then after 3 or 4 shuffles, I'll stop, and then I'll go through the cards and read their story, because there's reasons why certain cards sit next to certain cards sometimes. Yeah. So we're interesting. We have the Princess of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Ten of Swords, 3 of Swords, and 6 of Swords. Now these 3 cards I'll lay face down because they came together, but they're to be read separately. I'm going to do one more shuffle. To make sure that there's not anything else that we need to know. Okay. For the full harvest moon, the moon in Pisces, as we are in retrograde, is there anything else that I need to know to tell others or myself? Is there anything else that needs to be said for others or for myself? Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a lot. I'm not gonna go there. Let's, is there a particular card in here that is most important, valuable to tonight's reading? Okay. Those 2 over there. Do we need these cards for clarification? Or are we good? Do we need these cards for clarification? Okay, 1 came up. 4 of Cups. I'll leave it over there. Alright. Now, this is another group of 5. I'd rather you, I should say, universe, can we take these cards down? Can we take these cards down to 3? Okay, this is movement, Rayan. That's an important card. Okay. Alright, so we have Isis and the Princess of the Pentacles. If we need more clarification, we'll leave these cards underneath. But I think that's the proper set. Now, before we go into this particular reading, it's a lot for me to be in front of the camera doing this. I've never done this in front of the camera before. If you haven't heard me say that, that's probably, yeah. Before I want to get into this reading, I want to go into my angel cards for a minute. I usually use these after, but they're calling to me right now, so I'm gonna just pull a card or 2. They're for daily guidance readings. Yeah. I'm kind of at a loss for words for the moment, so I'm gonna let one of these cards tell me what I need to say. I'm probably gonna need to turn on the light because my eyes are, there we go, having a little hard to see. So this is the one that dropped into my lap. There's the angel cards to the side. And it is creative projects. When that is what we're focusing on right now. Let's see. Creative project. Okay. So I really don't want to put a big light on. Your soul longs to express itself in creative ways. We're guiding you to infuse artistry and creativity into your life. Creative expression makes you feel alive and excited and reignites passion towards your life. Does this feel like you? It feels like me. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to shine the light right in your face like that. I need to learn how to watch the camera with all this. So, yeah, I'll read it again. Creative project. Your soul longs to express itself in creative ways. Yes, my soul definitely longs to express itself in creative ways. We're guiding you to infuse artistry and creativity into your life. And I felt like I did that at Dragon Con and it was fun and I enjoy it and I want to do it again. But it's not my creation. So there's still, I'm still looking for a project for myself to grow from the ground up. Creative expression makes you feel alive and excited. I know that whenever I dance or I paint or I draw, it puts me in a happy place. I hope things like that do that for you too. I know for some of my friends it was like skateboarding, riding their bikes, swimming, wrestling. You know, it's a creative outlet in some way. It's not always a tangible creative piece of art, but it's art in itself because it beautifies your body and it beautifies your soul. Does that make sense? I hope so. And reunites passion towards your life. Yeah, I think whenever you show anything that's fluidly creative, it always regenerates us, rejuvenates us towards what we desire in this world. Okay, so moving on to the next thing. Here, my shorts are like rolling up on me. It looks awkward. But anyway, okay. There we go. Okay, Goddess Tarot. So the first card that came down, I believe, was the Princess of Cups. Princess of Cups. Let's see how she sits. Okay. She sits there holding her cup as she drinks her cups and she's pondering. So yeah, this isn't working very well. I'll turn on the regular light. Okay. Ah! Oh, that's so bright. That's so odd. Okay. So, it said Princess of Cups. Cups. 8, 3, King, Princess. The Princess of Cups is an adolescent girl as beautiful as Venus. is crowned with the waxing moon, anticipating love, pleasure, and the ripeness of womanhood as she drinks fully. So, this is supposed to represent the one I'm reading about. Me, you, however, this is how you're viewed as in your own ways or the ways of the universe. The meaning of that is artistic inspiration and receptivity. A young woman who symbolizes gifts of Venus, love, beauty, and emotional riches, movement in the areas of life and grace. And yeah, that's why she just casually is sitting there sipping on her cup. Because she is about movement and grace. And like my awkward little self right now, or I feel awkward. I don't know. The light kind of makes me feel really, yeah, like I want to put a jacket on. And I just got cold. I don't know why, but I just got super cold in the room. So, anyway, let's see. So that card pretty much represents, where we're standing in our personal reflection. So the next card, this is what kind of like you could say sits upon us. So this is Major Arcana cards, first cards, beginnings, Tarot. So, beginnings. I don't know if you can see, she's like dancing, and she's in beautiful gold and red with a little bit of yellow and orange. And the mountains behind her are like this vibrant purple and blue with green hills in between. So it's all about, that open time. So beginnings, Tara. Tibetans believe that the goddess Tara has the power to heal all sorrows and grant all wishes. Tara is honored as the protectress against many fears that block men and women from living in happiness and harmony. What that means is the innocence that she projects is the new beginnings of optimism, innocence, trust, kind of like hope in a way. If you're believe in what's coming forth, whether it is of your thought process or not, and embrace it and love it, because it's going to be beautiful. And yeah, that's what I want. Is it just with me? Is it with someone? I don't know. That's where I'm having a hard time letting go of my older emotions, because I still feel numb inside, and the things that made me feel good, I'm not quite ready to let go. But sometimes I feel like I have to let go of them to let the new stuff happen, because it's supposed to be better. That's what it keeps saying. But I've still been feeling numb for the past 8 months, that it's hard for me to believe that I'll ever be able to feel that again, or to be able to feel more than I did in my past. I think that's one of the hardest things about letting go, and it's about, this harvest moon is about, flourishing on the bounties of the things that we've built for ourselves over these summer months. And I don't know how ready I am to collect my bounty. Mm, I don't feel like my fruit is fully fruited yet. I feel like I'm a late bloomer. I don't know if I'm ready out to go out there and collect things. I don't know. I mean, the cards are saying, go do it. It's ready. It's waiting. So let's see here. So this set came out at the same time, but we're going to go through the larger set first, and then we'll go through the smaller set, because I'm sure the smaller set clarifies larger set. So in the larger set, we started with the Princess of Staves. That's Princess of Staves. Okay. She looks at her staff, and she's admiring her staff, and all that. Thinking about what she's to become. Princess of Staves. A fairy-haired young woman is as stalwart as the rocks surrounding her. Meaning she has like a stalemate face. Yeah. She is an inspiration to others to live passionately without compromise. As I was just saying, it says, go forth. Collect your bounty. New beginnings are going to be beautiful. And what is she saying again? Live passionately without compromise. Stop being a stick in the mud. Don't let your hesitations take you over. So it says here, the meanings: the ability to create beauty that is useful, like Freya. Freya, she's an interesting one. Energy, integrity, creativity, innative. New ideas or ventures to be acted upon immediately. See? She's saying, act upon those new beginnings immediately. Little princess of beauty and desire. Yeah, right? Like, what? Anyway. So, new ideas, inventions are acted upon immediately. Yes. A young woman who inspires others to live this mission. So, all three of these are telling you to go forth in the ventures that you desire. Like, yeah, this is the time. This is the moon to do everything that you've ever wanted to do in. Use this intention. This is a strong moon intention. This is a water moon. A water moon in full harvest. Yes. It's a very interesting thing. Definitely. Okay. So, what do we have here? Staves. The Nine of Staves. The Nine of Staves. Look at that. Look at that wall that surrounds her. Of her own identities. Staves surround her. She is a staff. The Nine of Staves. Protected by the wall of staves, the woman rests for the moment to regroup her thoughts. There is still much to do before success is secured. So this is where the hesitation comes from. Much to do before success is secured. It's here for the taking, but we want to feel secured in doing so. It's here for the taking, but we want to feel secure in doing so. So, what do we know next? The next, very interesting. The next is the Ten of Staves. Right after 9 goes 10. Look at that arch. Look at that golden arch. Isn't that gorgeous? It's uplifting. All on its own, right? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, so the Ten of Staves, rich with green leaves and life, radiate from the sun. They are extensions of the sun's life-giving force. You see that? That glow? Extensions of the sun's life-giving force. Okay? So you're taking your time to regroup, but you're getting your reassurance is standing right by you. Right there. It's next to you. Holding on, saying, I'm right here. I have all the reassurance right for you. And it's right here. You're surrounded by it. You're surrounded by the reassurance. You have it. It's golden. It's yours for the taking. Right? There's still so much to do. Okay. Now that was number 9. So, the extensions of the sun's life-giving force, meaning the accumulation of the creative venture begun with the One of Staves. With the One of Staves, right? You know, we already have the Princess of Staves, and she is holding one. She's not the Ace of Staves, but she's a princess holding one staff. So, accumulation of creative staves. We have the full accumulation right there, 9 and 10. Success that becomes overwhelming with its responsibility. That's the one, that's our hesitation. It's overwhelming responsibility. But you know what? This Golden Gate overcomes that. That's what it's saying. Right here, right now. Success overcomes that worry. Overcomes it. Takes it away. It'll all be gone once you start seeing all the beautiful things you can actually do in life. Your intentions for tonight's full moon. Okay, so now that we've had all that clarified, that was a 5-card set. We've done 3. There's 2 more in that set. So we know that we're coming. So, why are we in here? Why are we in here? 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords. Do you see the eye in the heart? Yes, the 3 of Swords. Okay. Three of Swords. A heart floating in a stormy sky is pierced by 3 swords. The eye of Isis is superimposed upon it, representing an eye-opening experience that brings tears or wisdom. The hesitation, and you go through the process, and you get bounty, and then you realize that tears or wisdom have been bestowed upon you. A sharp pain in the heart, disappointment, end of a love relationship, separation. Sorrow that it can enlighten or debilitate, oversensitivity. And right here, this is my biggest fear. The end of a relationship. I don't want to face it. I don't want to face it. With all that comes before me. With all the beauty that still comes before me. I don't want to face that. I don't want to believe in that. But nonetheless, we must do what we must do. And that's where the 6 of Swords comes into play. Do what we must do. 6 of Swords. So, the woman is traveling in a boat to a better place. She has gathered 6 swords to take with her. These symbolize the new clarity and wisdom she possesses, which will be in her new life. Okay. The clarity and wisdom that she possesses. The truth that she must face. New knowledge that helps one to move beyond current limitations. The lessening of difficulties. Travel. Okay? This is where we're going to go. New knowledge that helps one move beyond current limitations. Alright? That's what this is going to give you. I know you don't want to walk through it. So I don't want to walk through it. If you do, you will be able to travel to new places. Now you're like, travel to new places. What is this thing I'm supposed to do? Well, I still don't know what I'm supposed to do. So me telling you is we're both in that question. So we have this set here. Hopefully this can give us some clarity on what that means. Or where our new aspirations are going. I don't know if you have a relationship difficulty, if you have a job difficulty, a living situation, but this is telling you it's time to make the change. The change is worth the travel. Everything will be abundant when you make the change. You have your cheerleading squad right here telling you the new beginnings are going to be amazing. Go for the change. So, clarify what it is we're letting go of, what we're doing, where we're going. Let's see if these cards can help us. Oh, wow. The first card I pick up. Fertility. I have a very hard time pronouncing her name. Nelly. Let's see. Fertility. Beautiful, right? Desert beautiful. Look at that sunset. The way it glows behind her. Okay. So. Fertility. Estenelia. The beloved Navajo corn goddess. Yes, corn goddess. Very suiting for fall harvest. Okay. It symbolizes the ever-changing, ever-fertile earth. Ever-changing. Realizing the changes we need to focus upon. They give us the guidance and wisdom to be able to travel. Right? Okay. Like the earth itself, Anastasia appears as a young maiden for the spring and summer months. As the wheel of the year changes to fall and winter, she changes in age to a crone. I can't see the space so well to tell if it changes from young to old. What's this meaning of fertility and abundance? A new relationship which celebrates one's growth as a woman. Cheerleading squad for new beginnings. Growth as a woman. We take our time for our contemplation. And when we do, we move forward in benefit. It's a hard lesson to face. But when we do, we travel to a better, more fertile place. Pretty interesting, huh? Be creativity, could be pregnancy. Goes with fertility. Get a little clarification on that, which way that goes. Let's see what they say. Alright, so I hadn't looked at this card yet. What do we got? Seven of Pentacles. Well, that looks very bountiful. So let's see over here. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. The woman tends to a tree, weeding around its roots and pruning its burrows. She is waiting for its fruits, symbolized by seven pentacles, to ripen. Properly tending and caring for. Waiting for the bountiful fruits. After doing properly tending and caring. Meaning, expectations of reward, waiting for a harvest, a creative project, money or personal relationship to occur. A harvest. A fertile harvest is coming. When you travel to a new place. A fertile harvest is coming when you travel to a new place because you face things you don't want to face. Pretty cool, right? I like telling stories. So, we're waiting for a harvest. What kind of harvest is that we're waiting for? Let's see what the third card said in that set. Oh, wow. We're waiting for. And this makes perfect sense because we are doing a full moon reading. We are waiting for the moon, Diana. We're just waiting for the night to fall. It's just at the end of this day, Diana. The moon. Hilarious. What are we waiting for? The moon, baby. We want it all. Right? Yeah. Okay. So, the moon. The moon, Diana. The ancient Rome Diana was honored as the goddess of the moon, as well as wild forests and animals. The changing moon reflects the cycles of nature of life. And this is what we've been talking about since the beginning, and that's why we're doing this full moon reading. Right? We're coming full circle here. Okay? Meaning support of women who truly care for you, intuition, and the receptive aspects of the divine feminine, intense dreams. Remember, we got our cheerleaders for great new beginnings. Yeah, she's right here telling you that's what's coming. Pretty intense, huh? So far. We still have a couple more sets to go. So if you need a little clarification of what you're supposed to be doing and what you're supposed to be facing so you can travel your true intentions to fertile, flourishing, amazing places. Like what? So, the next set, we're going over here. We have our Four of Cups. Alright? Because we're waiting for the moon, baby. What does that mean? Four of Cups. Four of Cups. Kind of funny. Because this goes back to this. Alright? After overindulging, the woman sits beneath the tree, hoping to ground herself after the excitement of intoxication. Four cups rest before her. Right? But she has drunk enough. She drank enough. She doesn't need to drink all 4 cups. She drank enough. That's why there's 3 on one side and 1 on the other. Okay? She drank enough. What does that mean? Too much of a good thing. Taking something for granted. Love, talents, beauty, disconnect or boredom. Taking too much for granted. Understand the faults that are before you so you can thrive. All right. So, what exactly do we take too much for granted for? 2 stops. Look at she's looking out. All right. 2 stops. What is she taking for granted? 2 stops. Dressed in a red gown, the color of vigor and beginnings. The woman decides to bring her ideas into the world. Her confidence in her talents is sure success. Okay? She knows it's time to get to work. She stopped overindulging. She didn't drink all 4 cups. And because she didn't drink all 4 cups, she was able to become the 2 of stops. Now, what did we just say that meant? She is dressed in the color of vigor and beginnings. The woman decides to bring her ideas to the world. Her confidence and talents assure success. So your cheerleaders kept telling you new beginnings is your success. And here it is again. Here it is again. When you stop overindulging and you face what it is that you need to let go of. Right? Her confidence and talents assure success, meaning beginnings of a business venture, possible partnership, new ideas that transform lives, bring inner inspiration and energize people. That's what we're doing here. We want to bring inner inspiration to energize people in the prosperity of life. What exactly, or how do we do that? There's one more card to figure out what that said. 2 of Pentacles comes to the 2 of Staves. Back again! She's back again! You say, why did I say that? So, my sister pulled this card for me this morning. My sister pulled this card for me this morning. 2 of Pentacles. Let's see what my set says about Pentacles and compare it to her set. Who knows? 2 of Pentacles. So far, it's the same. The woman juggles 2 of Pentacles, completely focused upon her act. She doesn't, well, no. Doesn't say that she does not drop, but yes. She does not drop the pentacles. The ability to juggle several situations. The ability to juggle several situations at once. Jobs, opportunities, grace, and bounty, commerce, and expansion. Multitask. Multitask. That's what I get from this card. The woman who juggles 2 pentacles completely focused upon her act. She does not drop the pentacles. The ability to juggle several situations at once. Jobs, opportunities, grace, and bounty. Commerce and expansion. Learning how to multitask because you let go of the things that were stopping you from moving forward. Full bounty. You have your cheerleaders. The sun is shining upon you. You have time to figure it out. It's all here for you in fertile abundance. All you have to do is wait to collect. And the whole moon is shining there for you. It's pretty cool. So, still in question? Still in question. One more question. The last set. And if the rest of these cards didn't explain it to you, I hope this does. So here we have movement. Rihanna. Yes. See her on her wild horse. Rihanna. Boom, 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 boom. Ready to go. Amazing stuff. Right? Okay. She's going to tell you the same thing as the other ones told you. Watch. It's funny. So we want movement, Rihanna. Here we go. The British horse goddess, Rihanna, is believed to appear to her followers while riding an unearthly white horse. In this way, Rihanna symbolizes the unceasing force of movement which pulls all of life with it. Okay? So, if you decide not to face your fears, life is not going to stop. It's going to continue to move, one way or the other. So catch your boat. Face your fears so you can catch your boat. Because you have a very fertile life ahead of you. Okay? Life does not stop moving. Movement into the next phase of life. If you are feeling impatient, don't worry. Transitions will go smoothly. Career advancement and good timing. Alright? So just allow the universe to flow for you and it will all fall into place. Don't resist what you know is there. Let go of those things that don't serve you anymore. The universe is waiting for you. Okay? Even Isis is here. Alright? The magic card, Isis, is here to tell you. The great Egyptian fertility goddess. Another fertility, right? Isis is a potent symbol of the alchemic transformation suggested by this card. She alone is the possessor of the secret name of Ra, the Egyptian ruling god, giving her unlimited magical powers. Okay? What does that mean? That means a growing of awareness of the magic within yourself. Alright? A yearning to grow beyond perceived limitations. Right? You face your fears and you can grow beyond your own limitations. Because the only limitations you have are the ones that you put on yourself. Okay? Meaning a growing awareness of the magic within yourself. A yearning to grow beyond perceived limitations. You are able to transform your life through the strength of your originality and power. All you need to do is own it. Own your power. It's right there. Saying, hi, hang out with me. Face your fears. And we can have everything. Right? We got the moon. We can have everything. Magical moon. A magical moon. Yeah, baby. We can have a magical moon. What does that mean? Well, basically, renewed creativity and vigor. All you need to do is renew your creativity and vigor. And then you have all the power. You can do it. You have the strength within you. It's right here. I'm telling you over and over. Your cheerleaders are here. Go for it. You know what you want. Right? Yeah. So then, if you're not understanding what you want, let's see if this clarifies it a little bit. Because we have the Princess of Pentacles right here. Princess. Holding that beautiful pentacle. Okay? Now, Princess of Pentacles. Seductive and sweetly perfumed, the Princess of Pentacles offers all life's bounties. All of life's bounties, she's saying, is right here. All you gotta do is follow your dreams. Right? Yes. Yes. Follow your dreams. To possess them, though desire is not enough, constructive action must be taken. Face your fears. You face your fears. That is constructive action to make all of this happen. Right? Okay. Where'd I go? What that means is the ability to create opportunities for growth and beauty. A woman who personifies these forces. The ability to work hard and create prosperity. This is you. A woman that works hard to create prosperity. Yeah, baby. Now we're going to finish it up with these two. With any extra little tidbits that we needed to know. So we have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. And the Queen of Swords. So with the Three of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles are suspended upon the golden roof in a palatal building. This palace is the accumulation of talent, material goods, and constructive plans. See? This is what you've been working towards. This palace. Material goods, constructive plans. Meaning constructive and pragmatic building, career and relationships home, ability to transform talents into material goods or business or success. So you're going to be able to take all of that negativity when you let it go, create a successful business and life. The Queen of Swords even compliments you. Okay? Queen of Swords. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Swords. Queen of Swords. Right? And this is what we're closing with. Queen of Swords. Brilliant and strong, the Queen of Swords rules over all aspects of intellectual understanding. This is the woman who to consult with when confused because of your willingness to let it like it is, even to the point of sometimes being a little harsh. She tells it like it is. Yes, the Queen of Swords. This is you. This is who you are becoming. An older woman who has these qualities: dazzling intellect and understanding, the ability to clarify through language. So I hope you can understand, hope I can understand what they're trying to tell me. I keep saying you, but obviously I take all of it. It's part of what I'm supposed to be doing. I hope you take all of it and to know that this is an amazing full moon. Let me see if I can flip it around so you can see the layout. Wait, I can do this. Yes. Alright. So here we go. Started out with the princess. Okay. Princess of Cups. And then we have Tara and the Princess of Staves. New beginnings, your cheerleaders. That everything's going to work out. Everything that you wanted to happen will happen. Okay? You have the time to figure things out. Everything's going to be amazing. You just have to face a few things and travel for your life. Everything will be fertile in fruition. You have a great harvest coming ahead. You have everything waiting there for you. To the moon and back, baby. That's right. Start that creative project that you've been dreaming to do. You have your work. You have your foundation. You have it all there. It's right there for you. You are a magical being. You can make all of this happen. You have all your cheerleaders rooting for you. Everybody is happy for you, working towards this. You are a great freaking multitasker. You can do this. You can make all of it happen. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Yes. Oh. Thank you all so much. Joella May here. Don't forget to like and subscribe at the bottom. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever done a tarot card reading on video live for to share with you. So, I hope you enjoyed my reading today. Have an amazing full moon. Set your intentions. As obvious, everything is ready for you. Just go out there and make it happen.